This one's for my friend David Key 20. He was saying things are too difficult. I agree with him to some extent, especially the part where, let me get to my states folder. Especially the part where you would have to put in the exact string for the attacking body part for every attack scriptable object that requires collision. Right now it's fine because we just have one collision attack, which is the jab. But later, who knows how many we're going to have. So I think I'm going to fix this part. I'm going to change this into a selection basis because there's only a few body parts that you're going to attack with. It's not like you're going to attack with your spine or something. It's either the left hand, the foot, maybe the knees and elbows, or maybe even a headbutt. But there's only so many choices. So there's really no point in inputting the exact string for the body part. So first I'm gonna get to the character control. I think this window might be a little confusing too. So let's start with that. So if I go down to where all the public variables are, most of these things are taken care of automatically, but there's a few things like the skin mesh animator where you just have to drag it in, or the playable character type that you have to select manually. So I'm going to create headers. I'm going to have a section called setup. Setup is where you have to do something manually. And I'm just going to divide all these public variables into different sections. So these things are related to controlling the character. I'll just say input. And these things, not exactly sure what to call these things. I'll just call them sub-components. They're just different components to the character control. This one's about gravity. Let me separate the ragdoll parts to the bottom, and that's where we're going to have the setup variables. I want them all in one place. I'll put the private variables here. So just by looking at these, you can see the different sections. Okay, so if I save and go back to Unity, okay, we now have different sections. The input, the subcomponents, the gravity, you don't really have to mess with. We just have to go to the setup and do a few things here manually. Okay, and inside the setup, I'm also going to have things like the left hand attack part. I'll just call it left hand attack, and we also have the right hand attack, and then later we could also have left foot, right foot, and so on. For now I'll just start with the hand. So instead of going to the scriptable object, every time you create a character, we just have to set up this part of the character control. So for the left hand and the right hand, let me find them. So left hand goes here, right hand goes here. I'm going to apply the elf. And same thing with every other characters. I'll start with the Y-bot. Find the left hand and the right hand and drag them into the right section. Apply the Y-bot. And because the Y-bot blue is a previet variant, the changes also get applied here. So we're set with the Y-bots. And we have one more character, the survival character. Alt-Shift-A to turn it on. And find the right hand and the left hand. Drag it into the public variables. And apply. Okay. Save. Well, I'm gonna turn off all the other characters. Except the elf and the whitebot, blue. Now I'm gonna go into the attack script. And I'll create a public enum here. Attacking body attack part type. And we had the left hand and the right hand. And instead of inputting the collider names, we don't need this variable. We'll just have the public enum or the public list of the enums. Attack parts. So it's a different kind of variable. It's a lot easier to just select an enum compared to putting in an entire string. So if I save, there should be a few error messages. Okay, in the attack info, we do the same thing. So instead of having collider names, we now simply have attack parts as a list of enums. Get rid of it. We get the attack parts from the attack info. Okay, save. And let me see if there's any other errors. Okay, so now we're in the damage detector. This is the important part. Instead of comparing strings, we are now comparing the enums. And we're basically doing the same thing. We're just comparing. We're comparing the part versus the attacker's part. So if the part is left hand, then we make sure that the attacking body part is the left hand. Okay, if it's the same left hand that is attacking, then we return true. And we do the same thing with the right hand. If the selected part is right hand, then the colliding part must match the right hand of the attacker. Okay, I think this is everything. Save everything, go back to Unity. I'm going to go to the state scripts or the scriptable objects, where the lead jab is. Okay, and for the attack part, we just have the left hand. So we no longer need to input the left hand string name for every single character. We just select left hand. And now if I click play, I hope this works. If I attack with the jab, the NPC dies. And I'm going to try the same thing with the Y-bot. I'm guessing it's going to be the same. And I'm also going to try the survival character. Okay, works fine. Let me turn it off and turn back on the elf. I'll just make sure that everything works fine as usual. Okay. So here we have a little more organized variables for the character control. And I think that'll be it for today. Let me know if you have any questions, and thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.